Hello and welcome to another Motley Fool video. My name is Chris Niles and I'm joined today by Sam Robson. Hey Sam.
Hi Chris.
Now, me and Sam are both Vodafone shareholders, that's ticker VOD. And Sam, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy February for Vodafone.
It has.
Ups and downs, and I hear you're going to talk us a little bit through about what's been going on.
Yeah, so we'll take a look back at the 11th of February, and that's the kind of key point here. That's when Neil Woodford sold his entire Vodafone stake from his Invesco Perpetual Fund.
Yep.
Now, the reasons for this was, the exposure to Europe, and obviously Europe's been underperforming. He just doesn't have the faith. So at that point, shares were around 174p, and that's when they started to drop.
Absolutely.
So a few days afterwards, on the 13th of February, there were rumours of a Vodafone bid for Cable Deutschland, which is a cable company in Germany. Now, that would give them exposure to, it'll be an entry to the German pay TV and internet market, which is
an interesting new market there.
Good news, exactly. It would also give them fixed lines operations, which at the moment they're currently renting.
Okay.
So, but although that's good news, what the market doesn't like is, news of big, expensive acquisitions.
Absolutely, as we've seen many, many times.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So that's what happened to the share price then. It actually dropped down to 172 pence at that point. Right, fast forward to the 18th of February.
And take a breath.
Everything happened this month. And the news that Vodafone formed a cybersecurity partnership with BAE Systems. Now, this would help businesses protect their smartphones and their tablets. And it's potentially a profitable entry point into that market, which is the communications and mobile security.
Yeah.
It's actually estimated to be worth £1.9 billion by 2015.
A worthy footholding.
Good news.
Absolutely.
But again, the news of, the previous news of Woodford and expensive takeovers, that made the share price plummet, continue to go down, and that was at around 167 pence by this point. Not great news for shareholders like you and I.
Absolutely. Wasn't a great time.
And then fast forward again to a few days to the 20th of February, and that's when Vodafone announced that it had won its 4G bid in the mobile spectrum. So that, for a price of £790 billion, that gave it 2 times 10 megahertz in the 100 megahertz band, 2 times 20 megahertz in the 2 gigahertz band. Right, so again, this is quite good. Now,
yeah.
This is good news because it wanted to get into that market. It's really profitable. What was good about this is that it didn't actually dent the share price too much like it did in the previous auction for 3G.
Yeah.
So that offered shareholders, some respite. So that's actually
absolutely.
good news. However, again, the share price dropped down to 163p on this news. But again, all this news was just kind of dampening down the enthusiasm of the shares. And then we get on to the following day, the 21st of February. I told you there's a lot happening this month.
It's been a busy one.
And the share price was down to 160 pence now. I'll be honest, this was the nadir because this was actually good news. There were suggestions that it might settle its Indian tax dispute. Now, this has had it hanging over it since 2007. It acquired Hutchinson SR.
Yeah.
Now, the dispute is actually retrospective. The Indian government put this into fact back in 2012. But recently, David Cameron went to India and he said, companies need to know about any potential tax implications up front, not retrospectively.
Yeah.
So the Indian government have said they'll look at this now, which is, of huge relief to both shareholders and the company.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It seems like a clean slate to start. So.
There you go. And that news actually sent the shares up the following day to 163p. Fantastic.
Great.
The following day, German conglomerate, now excuse me if I get the pronunciation wrong.
Go for it.
Vodafone Group, they chose Vodafone as their mobile partner. Now that doubles their contract. That means that they've got an exposure to a further 30 countries across 3 continents. That can only be good news.
Absolutely, get that exposure out there.
And again, the share price was wavering around that for a few days, 162, 163 pence, until the 26th of February, where the CEO, again, pronunciation might be not quite right, but Vittorio Coleo, he confirmed that Europe is an attractive proposition for the company. Now, he didn't go as far as naming Cable Deutschland in his address, but he did say that, what they would like to do is offer a bundle, like a one-stop shop bundle, offering everything, and Europe would be a great place to do that. And again, the share price kind of was hovering around 162 pence. until the other day, when on the 27th of February, the rumours were that Vodafone is actually pulling out of that potential bid for Cable Deutschland. So that shot the share price back up to 165 pence.
The grand dizzy heights of.
Because, you know, again, the market does not like expensive acquisitions.
Yep.
So if it's not potentially not on the table, on the cards, then there's not
Happy
that burden.
buyers, it seems, yeah.
So it's been a busy month.
It has, Sam. Well, thanks very much for doing that all in one breath, as
That's
it seems.
quite right.
And also thank you for your insight into your German and Spanish language skills.
I try.
I'm sure that helped everyone else. And in the meantime, thanks for joining us full on.
Full on.